Bursting blues with a laugh in my eye. Shades of wonder got me on a high. We spin stories in purple and gold. Girls got colors nobody can hold. We mix it up, we make it new. Splashy and bold, that's how we do. Running on fun, we won't slow down. Paint the town, turn it upside down. Rush out my favorite traffic jam. Color like a fool, yeah, you know who I am. Dreams on the canvas, magic in my head. Dreaming out loud, I don't care where I live. Like a fool, splashing wild, breaking the rules. Like a fool, like a fool, like a fool. Every line, every you. Welcome to the dream team, the brush out crew.
All right, Krista, what you got for us?
I'm so glad you're here, Mike. This is something Mike's been playing spooky games for October in onesies, costumes, and so Dreaming Tabitha actually drew a little picture of something that happened on a stream.
I have not seen this. I have no idea what she's about to show.
All right, so in Mike's chat, there was a chat that read, "Only a loser plays horror games on normal," because he was trying to decide what should I play on, normal, hard, nightmare.
This is Outlast. This is Outlast for people that know.
Cake on the floor.
Look at the cake on the floor, and he's missing his feet.
That's cool.
That's so good.
They're bandaged. What are we doing?
And Mike was like, you know what? I'm not scared. I'm a man.
This is awesome, by the way,
dude,
Chris.
This is awesome,
Yeah.
but this actually happened, and I was like, oh no. They were like, oh, only pussies play this on normal. So I turned it up to nightmare, and within like 30 minutes, I was like, I gotta turn the difficulty down. I can't do this.
Damn.
I had people text me. They're like, do not try this on nightmare. You will not make it. And I was like, okay. I'm like, don't tell me what to do. But she put me in a closet. That's not what my closet looks like. She is a very talented artist, legit. Like,
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yep. Mike sitting there with the cake and when he had no shoes on. Is that
Oh,
right?
no, I didn't have any
No
feet.
feet, no feet,
No
because
feet.
he has diabetes.
He had
Because he has
diabetes.
diabetes, he has no feet.
I'm a man.
I'm a man. Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody see me? And I'll do this just for Mountain Mutt if he's out there. Good morning. Like I said, make sure you can hear me. I got a new microphone and a new microphone arm to make things easier for when I'm drawing. So now I don't have like this giant thing blocking. I literally, for my brush hour streams, was viewing my iPad like with one eye. I might as well have just covered this eye so that I couldn't even see like everything else. So now we're doing better now. Look at that. I'm Mountain Mutt sister. Which is so funny, Mountain Mutt, because I was having a conversation with Nomi. We were doing a face message and she was talking about something and she went like this she didn't quite go like this, but she had the hands to the face and it's like, what is this? Like what is this? Like, why do some women do that? I've never been inclined to do this. Maybe Nomi's just girlier than I am, but I don't know. Anyway, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Brush Hour. You are part of the Dream team over here, and I appreciate all of you. I did want to quickly do a shameless self-plug, if you will, just letting everybody know 'tis the season and everything. But over at the Dreaming tab of the shop, if you see the banner down below, you can get 20% off of your Dream Team merch and your Brush Hour merch using the code BH20, by the way. You can get yourselves your Brush Hour sticker. You can get Like a Fool for the science. You don't have to have just the tank top. There's also the shirts. Like I said, I've got my Dream Team. You can see that it's over here in black, but it also comes in a nice little purple color. There's the neon one. Looks pretty rad in my opinion. And personal favorite, of course, is the Brush Hour. And then there's for the chilly season, we do have a sweatshirt with a little hidden something over here on the arm, which is so cool. I have mine. So Florida had like a little bit of a chilly season. And when I by chilly season, I mean it was pretty cold. Okay, I wasn't gonna lie, not gonna lie. It's pretty cold. What was it? 58? I mean, for Florida, right? I can't remember if it was lower than that. It was, no. It got down in the 40s a couple of weeks ago. Surprised. And then it went back up and I was like, oh yay, I get to wear all of my, no, I don't get to wear all of my hoodies and stuff like that. Maybe next month. Maybe next month for like a couple of days, I'll get to wear my brush hour. But if you live in a colder climate, this will keep you toasty, by the way. Just throwing that out there. Shameless self-plug. Get you some merch. I'm going to be throwing some more original artwork up there. But for now, I have the spiels that we have here with the Like the Fool, Know Me Without You, Like a Fool, critically acclaimed. Was it Rizkit that said he wore it at a convention this weekend and somebody was like, what does that mean? What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Why do you have a dead chick hanging on your shoulder that says like a fool? Hey, around these here parts, it is okay to live like a fool, act like a fool, play games like a fool, but it is not okay to die like a fool. Like a fool. Anyway, welcome in, everybody. Appreciate all of you. I see Larry Knight was first at 11:25 p.m. Wow. So I got to get a feeling that, Larry's like that kind of person that would get up for Black Friday and do the shopping, and he'd be the first one at the door. So like I said, also that speaking of the Black Friday, because it's this weekend and everything, our sale will be on for 2 weeks, right? So after the first week of December, which, oh my gosh, is next week, after the 6th. So this code is only good until after the 6th, by the way. So anyway, the Fantastic Sarcastic says, I'm second with no certainty of actually being able to tune in live. And the realization that commentating order on a pending stream proves absolutely nothing of perceived dedication to the streamer. I see you and I appreciate you. DL was here with the everything but the kitchen sink. We got to work on our kitchen sink emote. 100%. Rogie, good morning with the elixir of life. Mine is over here staying nice and toasty. Freddie says, good morning, Viet Tabitha in chat. Spider Unlimited, hello. Thank you. Yes, I hit the like. Have you? King's Advisor, is Beardo drawing? Does Beardo know how to draw? That's a good question. I don't know. Old Renaissance Boomer, hello. Grape over there on the Kick side, which is so great that Kick started. Like we could all mix and merge, and it's so great. So I could just do that in one spot. Icanalus, hello. Rizkit for the biscuit unofficial rebellion raid. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. And then there's me with a little dancing cat. Cavantino, good day, everybody. And let me go through, make sure we get everybody. And of course, we've got our lurkers. If you've got a Lurkin' Carl emote, you can throw that in there as well. We will be bringing Carl and the gang next year. We have to give them a break. We're working on too many things. And so Carl and the gang next year will be back to the Dreaming Tabitha show. High Tide, like a fool. Good day, High Tide. Yes, thank you for anything and all, Dreaming Tabitha, right there. Let me see. Going through Patrick McCart. Hello there. Let me see. Going through John the Just saying, good morning. We rather see you than an ugly old mic. You're saying my microphone is ugly? Okay, we paid top dollar for a beautiful microphone. Great. How dare you? How dare you? Hutch Games, hello, and like the stream. Yes, thank you. Anything? Let's see. I'm a little bit behind. There's like a lot of you today. You might want to give the advice to Jeremy. Fools rush in where even angels fear to tread. Yeah. Let me see. Let me go through. The Real Steven TV says, hello with the Lurkin' Carl. Love to see it. Grapes says, Tabitha, are you going to join Michelle and Natalie tomorrow night along with channel members as we watch The Princess Bride? I was not planning on it. I had no idea that's what they were doing. Okay. So let's get to it. Let's get dangerous. You're probably wondering, Tabitha, what in the freak is this show all about? Why in the world does it say the Great G&G Olive Battle? Okay, what is this about? Does anybody have an idea of what this is about? Some of you might not be familiar with Geeks and Gamers. They're a pop culture show here on the YouTube, but they have gaming channels and stuff like that. The head honcho, the leader, Jeremy, D-Day Cobra. I popped into a stream last week. And I popped into a stream last week and they were playing this game, this game that's really popular right now called Arc Raiders, right? I have no idea about this game, but all I know is that when I started watching, all I hear are these grown men constantly saying with great passion, I need olives, prickly pears and olives. Okay. And it just, kind of how it does around these hair parts. It just inspires creativity, and suddenly I just see it like a fool in my mind. I see this little comic strip. So that was another reason why I played that clip in the beginning with Epic Mike, just to kind of showcase if anybody's new around here or if you needed a refresher of some of the stuff that I do. And it's not just little comic strips, but I am primarily known for chibis and stuff like that. And some of you may have remembered a little while ago that I created this piece here, this beautiful, beautiful piece here, where this one is not quite as self-explanatory. This is, I think, maybe the second little comic strip I did. Excuse me. And it just kind of sparked a thing in me. So this is not like a proper comic strip. There's no context for this. And when you have a joke in a story, you need context. So if you're on the inside or I tell you what this is about, then you'll find it funny because you're like, oh yeah, I know these people. I watch them all the time. This is hilarious. This is so accurate, blah, blah, blah. But given the fact that if you are a new person and there's no context to this, it makes it very difficult to understand what the nuances of the joke is. So this one had to do with Mario. I did post it on Twitter and it's captioned, let's see. Trying to get my thoughts together. There's so many things going on. So I did post this picture to Twitter and I captioned it, somebody tell Jeremy Mario Kart is just a game. Because if you ever watch their Mario Kart streams, you know that for them, it's not just a game. And I kind of did the phases of the different teams of how they react whenever it gets really serious in there. And you've got Krista just kind of going, eek, and Jay, of course, would no. and then there's, Beardo dropping all kinds of obscenities, but nobody quite does it the way that D-Day Cobra does. And I was really happy with how this came out. Just because of the coloring, I was experimenting. It turned out really, really cool in my personal opinion. So I'm going to kind of use this as a reference. So when Beardo, Xwing, and Jeremy, D-Day Cobra were, yeah, exactly, Renaissance Boomer. If you know, you know. It makes total sense. If you know, you know. Because you see they've got their game controllers, but honestly, that's still not enough context. Had I maybe put like maybe I need to redo this one. I don't know. And had I put like maybe a Mario Kart character hat on one of them or something like that, it would make more sense. But this was a fun experiment. Which leads us to this. This is my rough sketch of what we're doing today. It's got a lot of kinks to it. It needs to definitely, but this is just the gist of the drawing, right? You always start out with your little sketch because you need to have an idea of how it could look. Where does everybody need to be perfect? Oh my girl, it's Fear the Beardo. I see my name in the title. Yes. So Beardo, because of you and your expedition and your excursions with Xwing and D-Day Cobra, we have decided to do the main goal right here, the major battle of the men fighting over a jar of olives. I am super excited to get started. When I was watching you guys stream, I was just laughing. I'm like, what is this? What do they keep talking about? Because I have no idea about Arc Raiders. And it... I just thought it was so funny. So then I just get this picture in my mind. I'm like, I need to draw these three grown men, Xwing, Beardo, and D-Day Cobra, fighting over a jar of olives. I think it's going to be fun. I think it's going to be hilarious. Thank you, Beardo, for being here. Yeah, great. I'm excited. So yeah, I have this other picture here just for reference. I might be able to borrow some bits and pieces of this to I will definitely have to change Jeremy's hair because it's grown quite a bit. And it's, so maybe we'll just, got to stick it out. And then, of course, I've never drawn Xwing before, so that'll be funny with the mustache and everything like that. Sounded like you almost said D-Day comb over. Just don't tell him it was me. How you made Jeremy's eyebrows clear is perfect. Yeah. Let me see. Ribazine needs to hire you. Well, that would be a lot of work. I do simple stuff. If they want one panel, I'm your girl. You want several? Let's see how Canadian Bear does. Let me see. Green or black olives? That's a great question to ask. I don't actually even know. I didn't even pay attention to what the olives look like. I'm assuming they're green. Maybe we'll make a mixed jar of green and black. I don't know. I'll have to look up. I'm excited. The most fun I think I'm going to have with this picture is going to be Xwing's mustache, I think, besides the expressions. Green are in the game. Perfect. I really envisioned green. Okay. So that'll be great. Spider Unlimited, I hope everything is okay. Obviously, it's not because it's an emergency. Thoughts and prayers for Spider Unlimited. Hope everything turns out all right and it's not quite as bad as maybe I didn't know. All right, here we go. And then also, I do have to quickly say, yes. Well, of course, buttery leather skin. You can thank me for that. He has the most amazing, smooth skin, while somehow looking rugged at the same time. I don't know how he did it. I don't know what his skincare routine is, but it's amazing. And I'm here for it. So anyway, also, I wanted to shout out some of the subscribers. Thank you for the gifts that you've been sending. I'm a little bit higgledy-piggledy today, and so I don't know where everything is. Tara Crystal got me a really awesome glove, and I really could use that today, but we're going gloveless, and I don't know where it's at. And it's so great. I did not realize how dirty the gloves get from the screen, and I wash them, but then they just kind of wear out. So greatly appreciated. Thank you for the glove, Tara Crystal. I believe he also gave me these new Ohuhu sketch pads. I ran out of sketch pads, so I actually needed this, and I appreciate you getting that for me. And then Larry Knight gave me a bunch of stuff, but some of the cool, I believe it was Larry Knight. I'm sorry if I get this confused. Larry and Tara Crystal gave me some really cool stuff, and I got these shelves that look like paint drips. Look at that. That's going to look so amazing on the wall. I can't wait to get that set up. But thank you so much. And if I missed anybody, I am so sorry. It's been a little crazy. It's Fear the Beardo with a $49.99. Pickled olives. I mean, I would assume so. We'll see what it looks like. But thank you.
Thank you for the joy you show. You are so beautiful to me. Can't you see? You're everything I hope for.
Thank you so much for that. That's amazing. Fear the Beardo. I appreciate that. Fear the Beardo. And I've made sure, Beardo, that I hid your legs, because this is going to be you right here. So, that way no memes can be there. The lore does not continue. I got you covered. I got you. A2, good morning. Retro Collective, good morning. His skin, Xwing's, yeah, great. Now I'm hungry. That's the whole point. Everybody's hungry. Yeah, you can never have enough sketch pads. Yes. Hey, I've seen Beardo in person. Okay, I don't know why people think they're chicken legs, but they're not. Okay, so let's see. Oh, that was another thing. You can't really see it on my iPad here, but there's a film on it. Larry Knight sent me the pencil layer thing, and it is amazing. It is 100%. Cancel. It is 100% amazing. It was the thing that I didn't know that I needed. Where is this layer? Where is these little splooches coming from? Got to be yeah, that's what I thought. Let's clean this up. So that being said, before I even really get to a lot of the face structure and whatnot, I'm just, like I said, I kind of fleshed out this. section here. So we're going to try to clean this up a little bit. We'll start with Jeremy. Jeremy's going to be the one that is in the foreground because, of course, he is. But let's see if we can't clean this up. So this is kind of a weird angle too, because it's not exactly straight on, but it kind of is, and they're at an angle. So, it's the tube socks. Oh, okay. Well, tell him it's the tube socks. Then maybe try triangle socks. Maybe that will help. You won't see me fighting over olives. I can't stand them. What? Olives are amazing. Garlic stuffed olives? Yes, queen. All right, so we're just going to continue to draw this out. I kind of like the way this is. I don't think we need to see his chest, obviously. Let's see here. So we're going to get started with it. Today is Hot Take Tuesday. So if you have some hot takes, you can feel free to share. But my hot take that I decided to pick for today, which might be about olives, now that you've said that olives are gross and disgusting, they're deranged lunatic. I don't think so. Let's see. I decided to do this without a reference because I'm crazy. Let's just see what we come up with. Let's just see what we come up with. I love olives. I just eat them all the time. I've actually had some with blue cheese in them, even though I don't like cheese. Blue cheese with it is very great. Very amazing. But I'll eat almost anything pickled to TBH. Let's see. Let's try to draw this. This is really difficult to do without the glove because I'm trying not to rest my hand on here, but it seems like it's not picking up my skin. So we'll just continue this way. Let's do a little bit of cleanup here. Somebody asked about Stranger Things. I haven't watched season 4 yet, so I'm really excited about Stranger Things. I just haven't watched yet. I haven't caught up yet, so we'll have to see about that. Time's slipping away from me here. I don't know. Usually, when you're reaching for something, your hands are kind of curved too. Let's see if somebody's reaching for it. Yeah, it's kind of down. Let's see. Let me turn my hand. I'm using myself as a reference. Fingers are really hard, so I might need to actually look for. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I didn't spell reference correctly. Oh, how about? Oh, I need to do Chibi hands specifically because those are different. I mean, it's generally the same, but it's kind of not. Especially since I do the. What's it called? I do 4 fingers. I don't do the 5. This one's a little too cutesy. I don't think Jeremy has cutesy hands. I don't think he has the cutesy hands. Oh, this one's pretty cool. Oh, that one's going the wrong direction. Why is it that whenever you need a reference for something, it's like I need one specifically going out like this, but instead I have it from the back. This is it's crazy. I don't like olives because of the texture. That's so sad. Is this an app on the iPad you're using? Yeah, I'm using Procreate. I love me some Procreate. Hot take, Return of the Jedi is my favorite Star Wars movie. I don't know if that's really a hot take, more of as a personal preference. The hot take would be you saying Return of the Jedi is the best Star Wars movie. But I'm not inclined to acquiesce at that one. I have never had potato salad with olives, but I would eat it. Yep. Let me see here. All right. So if we were to spread that out, what hand? We need that angle, just that right angle. I mean, if I can't find it, then it's totally fine. So my hot take was that it was going to be that I've had this conversation before, but that audiobooks do not count as reading. They don't. I mean, it literally has nothing to do with reading. That's my hot take. People are like, yeah, but no. Look, listen to me, Linda. If you're listening to something, you are not reading. I mean, that is just the long and short of it. Now, I am an audiobook aficionado. I subscribe to Audibles. I love listening to books. I do it all the time. I wish I could do it more often. Do I count it as reading? No, because you're not reading. That would be like me feeling cheesecake in my hands and then telling somebody that I ate it. You're using the wrong sense. You're using the wrong sense to achieve something. You cannot read something by listening to it. It's the science. It's the science. Alasia says, Tabitha girl, I don't have the brain cells for this argument this morning. I could not disagree more. But Alasia, it's science. You cannot read something with your ears. How does that count as reading? Now, I am not saying that it's not as good as reading, although sort of. I think there's two different things that you could look at for this situation. Because there is, whenever you do something alternatively to the traditional method, there is always something that is lost. There is great value in reading. So you learn, number one, you learn how to read. You learn how to spell. You learn about grammar and punctuation and all of that kind of stuff. But it is, but you don't get to learn that from listening to audiobooks, right? Now, audiobooks help you with pronunciation. For me, they actually help me focus more when I listen to audiobooks. So, but listening to an audiobook is not reading. It is not. It's like licking a door and telling me that you heard the flavor of wood. But I'm not dissing on listening to audiobooks. I think there's great benefit in listening to audiobooks. I don't always have the time to sit down and read, but I do love hearing or learning about stories. So I listen to the stories and have that time. A blind person hasn't ever read? No. That would be me. Oral storytelling is how we literally have the Bible. Yes, that is storytelling. It is not reading. Right? That's not reading. It's not reading. You need to join Bookstagram. This is a constant argument. I don't know how it's even an argument. It's not even an argument. Oh, by the way, I think I missed something. Fear the Beardo for $19.99 says, hot take, Ben Affleck is the best live action Batman. Ew. Ben Affleck is my least favorite Batman. That guy did not deserve to be Batman. I have to play this because I have to, but ew.
Till my heart's desire.
Yeah. You need to join. Wait, you already said that. Okay, I love you, but you're wrong. I'm not wrong. You cannot read by listening to something. Reading, if you look in the dictionary, is the act of looking at something and identifying what that thing is. So we identify letters that are in a certain sequence to create words that process to our brain to have a meaning to them. That is reading. You have, like, you read something, you're reading something, right? But Tabitha's entering Blaine's Jaws review. Right? It's just science. I am not discrediting people that listen to audiobooks. I listen to audiobooks. And so when people ask me, this is where it does get tricky. People ask me, have you ever read, I'm trying to think of a book. Have you ever read the Mistborn series? And I will tell them no, but I listened to them. Right? So I know the story and I'm aware of how it goes and everything, but technically I did not read them. I listened to them. But reading is also comprehension. And as a severely dyslexic person, I comprehend better hearing it aloud rather than reading on the page. And that's fine. And that makes sense. I've actually had people say that about the Bible, that they would rather listen to the Bible because reading it is difficult. But I would say even in this comment here, you've already agreed to my argument that listening to it is easier for you than reading it. So you are technically not reading it, which is fine. I have no problem with people who listen to books over reading the books. My hot take is that listening to books does not equate to reading. That's what I'm saying. It's like the same thing as saying you licked a door and you heard the taste of wood. That's all. Yeah, that's just it. Audiobooks are listening, they're not reading. But that doesn't mean you're not familiar with the story. It doesn't mean that the story has any it doesn't mean that the story has less validity. It doesn't mean that you don't comprehend it better. It doesn't matter. It's just the science behind it is that if you're listening to an audiobook, you are not reading it. That would be like me listening to somebody sing and then telling somebody I read their song. You didn't read their song. You listened to their song, right? But I read it. Sorry, you won't change my mind. Well, that's fine. I'm not here to change your mind necessarily. I'm just here to give you my hot take. Audiobooks is not reading. Listening to an audiobook is not reading. Like I said, in the same way that eating ice cream is not the sound of vanilla. Question: does Braille for books for a blind person count as reading? That's where it's like all of a sudden, we're feeling it. I guess it also depends too, like I was saying earlier with the description of reading, because you can read a situation, right? But you're looking at it, you're analyzing the information that's in front of you. So I guess you could make that argument that Braille is not traditional reading. That's for sure. Yeah, exactly. You can't hear an image, right? Alicia's like, I'm out. I got to be a mom. I'm out. Yeah, you can't hear it. We have sounds and senses for a reason. I am not discrediting your hearing. I'm not discrediting your ability to read. This is not, I think people, I'm not saying Alicia does. I think other people tend to translate this information as a dishonor or something, that if you do it differently, suddenly it's like, well, I'm not telling you you're wrong. I'm not telling you you're doing it badly. I'm not telling you you're doing it incorrectly. I'm just making the it's not even bold. I'm just making the statement that listening to something does not mean you're reading it. Right? If you kind of it's almost like if you take the stigma of audiobook away, it makes sense. But for some reason, if you put audiobook with it, we tend to get defensive. I'm not saying Alicia's defensive, but like I've seen other people get defensive about it, where it's like they interpret it as I didn't think that they I don't know, got the full story, whatever the case might be. Might find my hand reference. I know we get Hot Take Tuesdays. We don't get much drawing done on Hot Take Tuesdays. But I'm not discrediting. Like I said, I listen to audiobooks every day. Every day. They help me go to sleep, which is probably not necessarily the best thing, because I should be able to self-soothe, if you will. But because my mind is like always going. For some reason, listening to something helps calm my mind down, so that it's almost like I listen to somebody else's thoughts instead of my own, if that makes sense. It's kind of sad, maybe. I don't know. It is who I am. I can't change it. This is a weird thumb. Fear the Beardo for $9.99. Hot take: if I put a DVD into a stereo, I should be able to listen to the movie. Hang on. I'm trying to picture this. If I put a DVD, which is into a stereo, I should be able to listen to the movie. You could listen to the music and the voices of the movie, but you're not actually watching the movie. You're watching it in your mind, but technically you're not using your eyes to do that. By the way, Fear the Beardo has become part of the top 10 people in the chat. And Mo, if you're out there, this one's for you. One of our personal favorites. So A2 says, I agree with Tabitha's take. It makes the most sense to my brain. There you go. It makes your day. Top 10. Yeah, again, it's like, I'm not saying, I'm not discrediting or disparaging people who listen to audiobooks. I do it all the time. But like from a technical standpoint, if you're listening to them, you're not reading them. Now, back to Fear the Beardo's take on who likes Ben Affleck in the first place? And then who likes Ben Affleck as Batman? Why? 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 The best Batman? No. No. All right, let's see. What in the world makes you think this thumb is driving me crazy? I can't. Like, what is it about Ben Affleck that says to you, yes? Yes. Is there anybody else who agrees he's the most comic book accurate? Okay. I think Tabitha just needs a different word for an audio story instead of read. I don't need another word. It's right there. Listen, read. To be fair, he's the only one that had the proper bulk in a gray costume. See, maybe, I don't know. When I was growing up, Batman was lean. Like, he was muscular, but he was lean. I don't like this bulky, weird looking physique. I don't like that. Number one, I hate the logo for Ben Affleck's Batman, which has nothing to do with Ben Affleck, but it's still there. I hate it. I hates it. Like, you can't even really properly tell what that is. It's just stupid. I just think I think that is a lazy graphic design. Like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to take a rectangle, curve it just slightly, and put two triangles at the top, you know? Batman is a tank. Ben Affleck was a tank. And look terrible doing it. TBH. There's no way that Batman's supposed to be like agile and all this kind of stuff. He's kind of like a ninja that flies through the air, if you will. And then they have this nonsense. He just looked ridiculous to me. He just looked ridiculous. Like I said, growing up, I grew up with lean Batman. I don't know where all these like fat Batman came from. And now you can argue it's like, oh, it was all muscle. He could barely move. Like, his arms were just out to here. Not attractive, that's for sure. When did Batman use guns in the comics? Oh, interesting. That's my hot take on Batman. I think he was the most appalling looking Batman. I think that the attitude was a terrible Batman. I think the depiction was a terrible Batman. The graphic design for his costume was a terrible Batman. Hulk Smash says Adam West's Batman is more comic accurate than the Ben Affleck. I guess it also goes then depending on the type of comic, does it not? Right? Because they've all gone through, let's see, I'm having a hard time with this thumb. So it just kind of like curves out. But I don't think that's far enough out. So let's go to the liquefy here. Let's try to get Maria, I hope you're happy if you're out there. We're actually trying to draw today. I might need to get a like this thumb doesn't exactly match. Let's see. I don't know. I just always like kind of like Superman, not quite as much to the degree of Superman, but Batman always seemed to have a little bit more, and guys are probably going to hate this word, but had a little more of an elegance to him when he maneuvered and did things, versus just being a bulk of a brick house and coming out of nowhere, right? Who's your favorite Superman? I'm not aware of who all the Supermans have been. So, and it's been like 20 years since I saw the Christopher Reeves one, so I don't remember that one. So I couldn't tell you. Affleck's symbol is based on Frank Miller Dark Knight Returns symbol. The larger symbol came before. It's still disgusting. I don't care who made it or where it came from. It's lazy. That's one of those minimalist geometric crap designs, in my humble opinion. Like I said, they basically said, let's take a simple shape, slightly alter it, and then slap it on one of the best superheroes in the entire world. Fight me on that. Batman is the best superhero in the entire world. This is why I take it so personally, too, because Batman's my favorite. Batman's my favorite. Tabitha, November 27th, 25. Blind people can't read, and Batflex stinks. She woke up and chose violence today. I mean, you're not wrong. That and yeah, the blind people reading is semantics, I guess you could say, but technically, if you do not have sight, technically, I don't make the rules. Technically, you can't read. Now, I guess, like I said, you could kind of dive into it. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody with a disability. Of course not. Never. Of course not. But technically, the science tells us, okay, the beautiful thing about humans is that we do find a way, I guess, around the science to make things work. But technically, according to the science, I don't make the rules. Blind people can't read. That's the same thing. That would be like a person, without hands can't write, right? I mean, I guess you could use your mouth. I guess. I don't know. Let me see here. Batman is a tactician. Dean Cain was a green super. I haven't seen him as Superman. Kevin Conroy is my favorite Batman. Nice. Bale. I find Bale to be a good Bruce Wayne. I hated him as Batman. I didn't like the suit, and I hated that he had this fake voice, and it didn't. All right, this is going to get Mo. Are you out there? Keep track. This is going to get me in big trouble. But I hated the fact that he had a lisp whenever he would say Alfred. That just bothered me. Batman. Yes, we can agree on that. Me and Beardo. Batman is the greatest and the best. You know why? It's not just because he's Batman. It's because Batman doesn't need superpowers to be amazing. Okay. When you have somebody with zero superpowers on the same tier level as Superman, come on. Cavill or Corn Sweat, based on names alone, Cavill. Beardo, don't come in here. We're supposed to be a wholesome. Bale is my favorite live action Batman. Conroy was always been my Batman supreme in my head. Okay. Michael Keaton is like 5'9". Michael Keaton was a different kind of Batman, but I would not. It was pretty good. Yeah. Thank you. I've never seen that one either. You know what? I liked my Justice League as a kid. That's where it's at. All right, this is pretty good looking. We might have to revisit the thumb. I do try to remember, I might need to make it large, enhance the hand. Let's duplicate this. I don't know why I thought I would come in here with Hot Take Tuesday and just actually draw. Make people mad at me. Once again, as always, because we must return back to a wholesome state. I don't care if you disagree with me, and I don't care if you have a favorite Batman that I don't like. I don't really care if you think that listening to books equates to reading. I think at the end of the day, if we can get more kids to even listen to books, we have accomplished a mission. More kids. I grew up listening to audiobooks. There was a period of time as a teenager, we did not have TV. We didn't have video games, all that kind of stuff. It was about 5 years or so, something like this. And so we listened to audiobooks as a family. And I will say to this point that listening to audiobooks, I think, took my imagination to a whole other level than reading did. I won't say one is more superior to the other, but I will definitely say that listening to audiobooks calms me down more, keeps my brain clearer in a weird way than reading does. I especially as I've gotten older, being idle, I have a touch, Elijah, I'm with you. I have a touch of the dyslexia myself. And I know it's on different levels for different people, but mine, yeah. So I do pretty well. It's just only some words kind of get jumbled. Some letters go a little bit backwards. But especially as I've gotten older, to be able to sit and do nothing, and when I say do nothing, reading, of course, is something, but to be able to just sit and have to focus, right? While my brain is thinking about other things is very difficult for me. As much as I love to read, when I get a good book, oh, it's so good. But being able to mop the floors and being able to draw and being able to go for a walk while listening to a book has been such a game changer for my existence. As a person who loves to read but just doesn't seem to have the time, audiobooks have taken it to a whole nother level. So I love it. I love it. But anyway, at the end of the day, it's like I hope we all are adults here, and it's like it doesn't matter. Hot Take Tuesday. It doesn't matter. You matter to some people, not everybody. That's another hot take for another day. How do I feel about Jason Momoa being Aquaman? I liked it a lot, except that I wish he would have toned down the surfer dude attitude just a wee bit. Other than that, I loved him. Never for 4 months, one DC hero that's above Batman for me is a Green Arrow. I don't know much about Green Arrow. You don't say read the radio. It's true. It's true. It's true. Yes, 100%. I think everybody can agree with this one. Yeah. And then Rizkit, thanks for bringing it back full circle. Get 20% off Dreaming Tabitha merch for this week and next week only using BH20 for your discount. Basically, it stands for brush hour. Did I miss something? But yeah, Batman's amazing. Why? Because he's Batman. If you've ever watched How It Should Have Ended, let's see, I was supposed to enlarge the hand. If you've ever watched and How It Should Have Ended, those things are so good. It's a channel here on YouTube, How It Should Have Ended. And they have Batman and Superman having coffee, discussing different things of life. It's cartoon, it's animated. It's hilarious. So good. Highly recommend. All right. So this position I've never drawn before for a hand. So, we have a reference here. This one looks a lot more strenuous than the one that I was going to choose. So let's go with that. I haven't watched it in a while, but I laugh my butt off every time because I'm Batman. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like if you need a voice changer in order to be Batman on the streets, you don't deserve to be Batman. That's also my hot take. Okay, so this hand is kind of turned in a funky way, but let's see. That's naturally how our hands respond to this position. What a creeping. Okay. So wait, I'm doing this reverse. Let me work this through. So if the arm that would be the right hand. No, okay. So, all right. So this would curve this way. This would come out this way. Learn with me, chat. And the arm would kind of come up like this. You've watched it since 2008. Excellent. Their Lord of the Rings stuff is so good. All right, so coming down, so there would be a severe strain on the thumb. This might not be my particular art style, but I'll make it. I'll alter it as I go. So then, I mean, this is a very weird. So. I don't know what I'm doing. Dude, our hands really do this? Okay. Oh, I'm starting to see the vision. I do have some commissions that I have to do today to fulfill. So I don't know how long I'll be able to work on this. Let's see. Okay. I'm starting to understand what we're trying to do here, but it's making me uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable. Oh no, that's the wrong one. Reset. Push. Let's move that up a little bit. And then I appreciate you all being here despite my problematic conversations. You guys are amazing. So it would come up this way. All right, so that one's a little bit too long, I think. See, the problem is that these hands, these octopus hands here, I have to redesign them. The idea is there, but chibi fingers are fatter, so so these definitely have to be. This is my first time trying to draw. So the idea of what I'm trying to do is to put a lot of strain. So people don't know this when you're drawing your characters and whatever, the certain body parts that get affected by the moment. So our story here is that we have 3 guys fighting over a jar of olives. Okay. So when men fight over something, they put a lot of effort into it. And that, like I said, affects the parts of your body. You're not just drawing. So, for example, to convey that a message that I really want to achieve this goal, let's just say I want to aggressively high five somebody and really make it hurt when I smack their hand. I'm not going to draw myself going like this, right? There's going to be a distortion to the hand. It's going to be something more like this. And it affects like the rest of it because I want to really put a lot of force into it. So like my fingers will strain, the hands will spread. You don't really do this. In order to put a lot of strain behind it, for some reason we spread our hands like this, and the muscles will tighten. We distort our bodies in certain ways. And so the idea behind like again, these are wonky and they're not accurate. I need to shift this one especially. But the idea that he's like pressing down because he's kind of like digging into the ground to really give himself, you can't really see that, but he's like really digging into the ground to give himself a boost to get out from underneath the weight of the other 2 people is one of the things that you have to consider when you're trying to convey a part of the story without words. I don't really know that I'm going to add much in the way of bubble conversations here. I want the picture to be able to tell its story itself without too many complicated scenarios added to it. But in order for this to convey that message, you have to put strain on certain parts of the body. And you may never have thought about that before, but that's a little tip there for you. Pro tip on how to make your characters look more effective in the story. So again, if you're wanting to draw somebody who is lazy, you're not going to put strain on parts of their body. You would be very relaxed. You just kind of have them hang. Shoulders would kind of droop. Hands would just kind of be laying in their lap, maybe flopped over. There's nothing that's really going to be stressed out in a lazy or relaxed position. But if I'm sitting there like this, I don't look relaxed, right? Body language is a huge part of the dynamic posing process to convey the story itself. By the way, played Backrooms with Sevi and Nomi and met Handela. What a great game. You guys played without me. I know I wasn't available. You guys got to play with Mo without me? Mo doesn't like me. Mo never plays with me. I had to invite myself onto his stream in order to play with him. Play with us again this Saturday, Mo. Please do. Multicolored white. Whoa, here we go. Multicolored white or white and blue Christmas lights. So I love multicolored lights, but it's funny because growing up, I don't know if there's any other Germans out there in the crowd or German adjacent folk, but growing up, we were not allowed to have colored lights on the Christmas tree because my mom thought they looked too tacky, too American and tacky. But this comes from a person who grew up with candles on the tree. So yes, if you grew up with candles on the tree, multicolored lights, artificial lights are going to look tacky. I love white lights on a Christmas tree. I don't mind color lights. I didn't grow up with it. I think they're fun and very Christmassy. Personally, the way that you guys are going to hate me, but the way that I like to decorate a Christmas tree is minimal. It's like the one thing in my life that I love having minimal. And so, because I love the forest and everything like that. So I like to have I think one of the problems is that the hand needs to be turned a little bit more. I like to have pretty much next to nothing on the tree, if maybe a couple of wooden ornaments that my great grandfather hand carved, and then a topper on the tree, maybe, and then just white lights. That's like my favorite way to decorate a Christmas tree because it's like living in a forest. Um, yeah. Let me see. I want to beat that last level. Was that the level that that wasn't the level I was on, was it, Nomi? Or was it another level with Angela? Let me look. Now that's a hot take. Which one? I have a lot. You have to beg Mo to play. Wow. Wow. I lived in Germany when I was a kid. The Christmas markets. Oh, I lived at the Christmas. I wish I could see a German Christmas market. Such a staple. I remember growing up and going there, and I loved it. So good. So good. I love me a good German Christmas market. They're world famous. They're world famous. So, you know, you know, like besides evil things, it's like the one thing that Germany's known for that's amazing, which is terrible because Germany has a lot that they should be known for, but I love and then they want to take Christmas markets away. They like in the cities and stuff like that. They were thinking about canceling. I don't know if they did, if they caved to fear. They were thinking about canceling German Christmas markets because of all the horrible I'll be careful with my words here. Horrible individuals that were ruining Christmas markets by hurting people by driving trucks into the markets. And so it just year after year just became more dangerous for people to go. And I hate that because it's such a staple. It's so beautiful at Christmas time. All right. Let's see. Like when you do that. Yeah, you would see. Okay, so this line here is accurate. Burger is still not ready. What does that mean? When it comes to gaming, Nomi leaves her friends hanging. She does. She does. Like a fool. Okay, what time is it? Because I do have commissions I have to get to. I know we didn't get to go very far in this drawing. I didn't necessarily anticipate that we were. This hand it's going in the right direction, but it doesn't really match the rest of my art style. I think because the fingers are too long. And so I knew that we weren't going to get too far because you'd be surprised. So just sketching things out can easily take me, I say easily, it can easily take me, depending on the thing, it can easily take me 2 hours, 3 hours, depending on how many people there are and how much is involved. It's quite a process. And because I'm doing body positions that I've never done before in a sketch, I have to practice. I have to, even with my references here, it's like I don't really know. I'm gonna see if I can shorten these and make them a little fatter to kind of match it. I think the hand is kind of in a wrong direction as well. But yeah, it's wiggly, it's kind of wrong, but it's I've got it going in the right direction. I think you can see the tension that is there in the hands. This hand I need to work on some more. I don't think it's stressed enough because if you're really reaching for something and reaching for that jar of art, because like right now, that hand kind of just looks like this, right? I want it to look like this. You see the difference between this and this. And that is a huge part of why learning anatomy and having references is important. Hey, Dreaming Tabitha. Met Risket for the Biscuit over the weekend, and he had your Like a Fool shirt on. Very nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Oh, man, I wish I could have seen that. That's so good. I bet he looked amazing. Amazing. Risket's awesome. Would love to do a river cruise through, where is it? Through Germany in December and see the different towns. Oh, it's so beautiful. 10 out of 10. Recommend Germany at Christmas time. So beautiful. The food is amazing. The lights, the music. It's so great. Yeah, I've been to many castles in Germany. I've seen many castles. They're amazing. Amazing, amazing. Try to say squirrel in German and your life is fulfilled. Einstürmchen. My life is fulfilled according to Freddie. Einstürmchen. If you can say matchbox in German, then you don't need the validation from anybody if you can say matchbox in German. I grew up with German relatives. I grew up with a German mother. I can still, to this day, neither can my brother, say matchbox in German. It's rough. Einstürmchen isn't that hard, but that's also because we grew up. we did grow up with that. That one's so easy compared to Matchbox. Yeah, Einstürmchen. Yeah, that seemed rather underwhelming to me. 100%. Now, if I could say, I always wanted to go to the Black Forest. My mom always talked about the Black Forest. She would go there on vacation as a kid and never been. Yep. So you can spell it, Larry. Now say it. Now, this isn't even all of it, Larry. This isn't even all of it either. And I think it might depend on where you come from in Germany, but your guys' spelling of this word is not, you're missing, a matchbox, something that holds matches. I can never get the accent right, and I can never get all the words correct. No, it's not the L. No. So this is different than what I grew up with. It's let's give it a try. All right. I want to try to make my mother proud, but she would just laugh at me. I don't, this word in particular is so difficult for me for so many reasons. Number one, because the pronunciation, like to try to get all of these syllables and everything like that is very difficult. The second part is to try to say it accurately with the German accent while trying to concentrate and making sure that you hit every vowel is difficult. No. See, these words are different than what I grew up in. That's not even close to how it sounds. Streichel. It's like the best I can get that far, and then everything else falls apart. But I'm trying to remember how my mom would say it. B money? No, we don't. Yeah, we don't do that here. Get yourself out of here. I'm gonna. Like, how do we? I'm gonna. No, we're timing. Here, we're timed out. We don't do that here. Streichel. See, these words are slightly different. I can do the beginning. The way my mom, I'm so embarrassed. Streichel, Schächtelchen. So we didn't have it just with the L at the end. And there's like a shin at the end of it. Streichel, Schächtelchen. Like that part, my brother and I, right when we get to Schächtel, it just falls apart. No, that's not true. We would just say, du bist ein Dummkopf. Larry, that's how we would do it. I don't know if people like that. I think this is a too literal translation. Wie ein Idiot it would just be, du bist ein Dummkopf. Du bist ein Dummkopf. Yeah, that's easy for you to say. Streichel, Schächtel. That part. So the difference is too is like you guys don't understand. Maybe you do, but a lot of people don't understand that like the tongue and then the different muscles of the throat, even the muscles of your mouth. If you are not actively practicing and developing the muscles in order to pronounce things a certain way, it just falls apart. So I just get to that. It's not, see, I roll my L. That wouldn't work at all in German. Getting some Eine Lada vibes. Dummkopf is great. Use it all the time for my dog. You know what it means, right? No? That part, I fall apart because you're not supposed to roll your L's. You don't roll your L's in German. So it's like that part just Österreich. Otherwise, you start sounding Bavarian. Or not Bavarian, but yeah. Yeah, stupid head literally translates to stupid head, but it means an idiot. Ein Dummkopf. Yeah, du bist ein Dummkopf. Anyway. Yeah. So we got to figure out these hands. And we're making Jeremy look very much like some kind of creeper from under the staircase. I don't know. We got to figure out this body part situation going on here. I think we're in the right area. It's going to take a while. I'm going to do kind of the same thing with Xwing's character here. You know, when I did that picture of me and Joe and I, the wizard and I, let me see if I can go back and find it. Where are you at? Is it this one? I think so. When I did this piece, I really wanted to go for dynamic poses, very exaggerated things. And so I might try to find more references like that. Right now, I'm looking at basic references. I need to be looking at comic book references. And that is my biggest mistake from starting this project, is that I'm not looking at comic book references where they really, I'm not very versed at that because I'm more of a traditional artist, even though I do caricatures. I'm more traditionally practiced in the way of drawing. So keeping everything in a slightly realistic element, even though I know I do caricatures with giant heads, I don't typically do like the exaggerated hand gestures and whatever. So I think that's where I'm messing up. And I say messing up, but for what I'm trying to achieve, I think, where'd he go? I think that's what needs to happen here, especially with Jeremy's hand. So imagine the intensity that would build up if Jeremy's hand was actually, this big. And I'm not going to make it that big, but you know what I'm saying? Like suddenly it's taking it to a whole other level. So I think that's what I need to focus on. And I appreciate that you guys are just here listening to me talking about stupid things and random opinions and whatnot. I appreciate that, and getting very little drawing done, because that's what we do here. We are an art channel where we make people upset, we get hot takes, we talk about wholesome things, and we do very little artwork. That's just how we roll in the Shire over here. The only German I concern myself is Bratwurst. I do love Bratwurst. I do. Bratwurst. What part of Germany is German chocolate cake from? As far as I know, nowhere. But I could be wrong. German chocolate. Well, see, the thing is, American German chocolate cake is very different from, if German chocolate cake exists, it's very different from real German chocolate cake. They don't put much sugar in their stuff. Tabitha, would you be willing to read the entire version of Fuzzy Wuzzy Was a Bear for us in German? If the price was right. Because I think I've heard my mom talk about it before. It's hard enough in English. So if I want to say idiot, do I omit the K or the P? What? Dummkopf. Why would you omit the letters? I'm confused. There's plenty of words. Idiot. That's idiot. You just say it with an accent, but if you wanted to sound more intelligent in German, Dummkopf, because it's just like so straightforward. You are dumb in the head is what they're saying. Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of like the whole pickle in the tree thing. So it's not German. If anybody's telling you it's German, they're lying to you. Oh, schnitzel. Schnitzel is good. My wife loves Manor Vivas. $4.99. Here's $5. You mean I have to find Fuzzy Wuzzy Was a Bear in German? Oh no. I dot. Oh, did I? Oh, I dot. Well, because that's slang, there wouldn't be a German translation. $5. Okay.
Today is Friday. Today is Friday.
Let's see. Thank you for making it Friday. Just for a moment in time, we are gonna I'd have to. Okay. In German. You guys want me to say this in German and then we just have to like call it. Ida, the gene. I'm sorry. Ida, I'm sorry. Look, if it was an audiobook, I would have caught it. But at my reading level, not so much. Yeah, no, I know that. I think I totally just misread what you were saying, Riskit. Trying to do several things at one time, it makes it hard. Failed joke. I'm sorry, Riskit. I ruined it. All right. Okay, let's see. Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear in German. Lyrics? No. Fuzzy Wuzzy war ein Bar. Yeah, but I need the whole nursery rhyme. Let's see. Oh, no, see, that's taking me to a scary website. 199. It would be 199 in German. Fuzzy in German. Wow, this is very difficult, Mountain Mutt. It's not yeah, I know it's not a traditional one, but I can't. Where is it? Where is it? There's a song? Okay, yeah, but I need it enjoyment. Yeah, Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear, Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair, but no, there's modern lyrics. Okay, hang on. Rhyme in German. Sometimes it's not about what you're asking, but how you're asking. Mountain Mutt, I can't find it. How about translated? Okay. Well, okay. A literal translation into German would be Fuzzy Wuzzy war ein Bar. Fuzzy Wuzzy hatte keine Haare mehr. Fuzzy Wuzzy war nicht Fuzzy, oder? So that would be the literal translation from English into German. It's obviously not going to be quite as much fun because it's it is what it is. But there you go. Fuzzy Wuzzy. Let's see if I can do it a little bit fast. Fuzzy Wuzzy war ein Bar. Fuzzy Wuzzy hatte keine Haare mehr. Fuzzy Wuzzy war nicht Fuzzy, oder? Just ends, oder? Is that the one you were talking about, Mountain Mutt? Fuzzy Wuzzy was an embellished German accent in English is hilarious. Fuzzy Wuzzy with an embellished German accent in English. Yeah. Fuzzy Wuzzy. Let me see. How about there was one. Man, there was this one saying my mom would say all the time, Kalkishnational Dirnuff, and that's another word I could never do it. Basically, it's like we would ask my mom, what are we having for dinner? And she would say, Kalkishno from Dirnuff, something like this. And basically open the window, which is weird because Fenster's not even in that sentence, but like something like open the window and you'll see or something like that. Let me see. All of my ducklings. Is there patty cake? This is the German version of patty cake. Backe, backe, Kuchen. Der Bäcker hatte gerufen. Wer will einen Kuchen backen? Der muss haben 7 Sachen. Excuse me. It's nothing quite like the warm and fuzzies of German nursery rhyme. Zucker und Salz, Butter und Schmalz, Eier und Mehl, Safran, mach den Kuchen gelb. Schrieb in dem Ofen rein. Backer, Backer, Kuchen, der Bacher hat gerufen. Wer will feinen Kuchen backen? Der muss haben 7 Sachen. I don't think I'm doing too badly. I think my family would be proud. Yeah, it is. It's a pretty terrible, wonderful language. Zum, zum, zum. What is this one? Now I just feel like reading in German because I'm a little bit rusty. So this is like, oh, here we go. Here we go. What is this one? Der Kuckuck und der Esel. Okay, here we go. Last one of the day. Der Kuckuck und der Esel, die hatten einen Streit. Wer wohl am besten sange? Wer wohl am besten sange? Sehr schönen, Mainzeit? Der schönen Mainzeit? This is a word I've never seen before. Der Kuckuck sprach, das kann ich, und hub gleich an zu schreien. Ich habe kein besser. Es besser. Ich habe kein es besser. Viel gleich, der Essel ein, viel gleich der Essel ein. Das klang so schön und lieblich, so schön wann wären und nah. Sie sangen alle beide. Kuckuck, Kuckuck, Aja, Kuckuck, Kuckuck, Aja. Yeah, it's very aggressive. You should see the storybooks that my mom grew up with, and then she kept them in the house. I had nightmares, and I'm not even exaggerating. Hang on. I'm going to show. There's always this one that pops up. Yep, here it is. It's the same one every time. All right, I'm going to show you this last one. My mom grew up with this one. It used to scare me, and she'd be like, well, I had it as a kid. And I'm like, that's probably what's wrong with all of Germany. Look at this story. Look at this. Do you see this picture? It's a little, I can't remember if it was a boy or a girl. I think it was a boy. Could have been a girl. Hard to tell. It was a little kid who didn't listen and then was like locked in a room or something. I'm getting some of the stories confused, but like locked in a room or something like that. And then this kid was like cursed to let the hair grow out and let the fingers grow out. Real Nebuchadnezzar type stuff. And we had this book in the house. So scary. And then there were these little boys. And they did something really evil. Look at this stuff. Look, they cut off the fingers of these children because they did bad things. These are stories that my mom grew up with. These are the stories that my mom grew up with. And it's like, oh, this is one of my favorites too. The little girl that got set on fire, if I'm not mistaken, for misbehaving. There's also another story, I believe, about a little boy. I believe his head got displaced because he decided to look into a box, and then his stepmother, I think it was, closed the box on top of him. Yeah, Staccato DDS, you're in for a hoot and a half. Yeah, exactly. They probably think that this is not an art channel. Yep, this all started from a question about what Christmas lights do you prefer. Is that Netflix? No, risk it. That's funny. Oh, Netflix, Epic Mic. All right, we gotta end the stream. We can't be talking about this stuff. We're supposed to be a wholesome channel. But Mom, I'm just talking about German nursery rhymes for kids. Like a coffin? No, it was a shrunk. Was it a shrunk or a trunk? Yeah, it explains a lot. Those people don't play. Okay, they're hardcore. Okay, you guys don't understand. Over in Western Europe, it's different. It's different over there. 100% ORB. That's exactly what they did. they would tell the kids, you know, like the whole story, like they tell the kids, if you don't behave, you're going to get beaten by that witch or something like that. And then there was other, you know, these were the stories that were taught, to teach the moral lesson of you better behave or we will set you on fire. And if that doesn't work, I don't know what will. But anyway, you guys have always, as always, been real ones. Thank you so much for the brush hour. Thank you so much for hanging out with me during this time frame. I appreciate every single one of you, all of you, most of you anyway. But I hope that you all have a great rest of the day. Appreciate all of you. Look for this picture here in the next few days, and I'm going to try to find the clips of the guys gaming and then try to make a little video out of it. But yeah, I've heard that one too. Don't cross your eyes; they'll get stuck like that. All that kind of stuff. Awake like a fool. Yes. By the way, once again, be sure to grab you some Dream Team Brush Hour like a fool. Whatever merchandise fits you best, be sure to grab some and enjoy it for the stickers and all the cool stuff that we've got out there. Support the local artists here on YouTube. Be a part of the Dream Team, the Brush Hour, like the fool, for the science. Because as we all know, we live for the science. We dream for the science. We make fools of ourselves for the science. But it's just not okay to die like a fool.
Oh wow! I died.
Well,
guys, I died.
Well, there was a reason we were in the rowboat. Nomi.
How did you die?
Because she went in the water like a fool, What do you think the rowboat was for? Wait. Nomi, did you do it for the science?
I was trying to go get some ice cream.
You could have redeemed yourself and said, guys, I did it for the science, and I would have respected you. But since you did it for ice cream, I can't respect that.
I was gonna bring you some.
It's still not for the science.
Row, row, row your boat.
Gently down the stream.
Down the stream.
Man, this thing